Hi, my name's Penny. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would do the end of the year tag because I saw some other people do it. Thought it looked sort of interesting. I will link the original video down below. So let's do the questions. Number one is books you started this year that you need to finish. So I don't have any books that are half finished except for the books that I am currently reading, which would be The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer. I've just started that as part of Tome Topple. Also, I'm listening to The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. So I guess I need to finish those. In general, I'm not really the kind of person to start books and not finish them within the next month or so. I guess it kind of stresses me out to have a bunch of unfinished things, so I don't really have anything. Number two, the next question is also a bit of a fizzer for me, and it is, do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? And yeah, I don't really think that that's how I read. I'm just trying to work through my TBR, read the books I like. The New Year's coming no matter what we do, so you don't really need to do anything specifically to transition it, or at least I don't feel like I need to. So number three is there a new release you're still waiting for that's coming out this year? And probably the only one that is coming out this year that I've been waiting for is The Empress, which is the sequel to The Diabolik by S.J. Kincaid. I hope I got that right. So I read The Diabolik earlier in the year. It's about this kind of genetically engineered bodyguard in this world, like a dystopian future where they still have all the technology, but they no longer allow people to read books or to study science. So as things break down, they don't know how to fix them. And so the world's kind of in a messed up place. And it focuses around this genetically engineered bodyguard and what she needs to do in order to protect her kind of her, what's the word? Bodyguardy? That's not the word. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. So I am looking forward to The Empress. It did actually just come out, I think last week. And I am planning to read it next month because when I checked, it didn't have any holds on it at the library, and I've just realized that I probably should check it out if I'm planning to read it next month, because I'm going to be real annoyed if there's a queue now. Good. At least doing this tag was useful because it's reminded me that I need to do that. So then number four is, what are 3 books you need to read before the end of the year? So as I've said a million times in my videos, I'm really focusing on trying to finish off series which have been completely released that I'm partway through. So there are 3 main series that I want to get finished this year. The first one is the Face on the Milk Carton series, Janie Johnson series. I don't know what that's called. By Caroline B. It's by Caroline B. Cooney. It's all about this girl who sees her face on a milk carton as a missing child and discovers that her parents aren't really her parents. There's quite a few books I have read. I pretty much just have one main book to go and also a short story. It's very short, so I think I should be able to get that read. I should be able to get it read this year. Just doing some calculations in my head there. Then the other one, I actually have the books here. So the Thirst series, which used to be called The Last Vampire series by Christopher Pike. I've got to read the 4th and the 5th book, and then I'll finish the series. I'm reading the 4th book for Tome Topple, or at least I'm planning to read the 4th book for Tome Topple, which finishes this month, and then next month I'll read this 5th book, and then that'll be another series that I can tick off. Unless he does what he did to me before, where I thought I had completely finished the series and then discovered that he had released even more books like years after I thought that I'd finished it. And then the 3rd book that I want to read this year is Grave by Michelle Segarra. So this is the 3rd book in the Queen of the Dead series. I read the 2nd book, Touch, earlier in the month, and I'm planning to read this book probably next month once I finish the Tome Topple. have to read it probably in the first half of the month because it's a library book and it will be due back. I'm sure I say that so often. Alright, so then the fifth question is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite of the year? And I had a look through the books that I was planning to read and also my books that I've already read this year, and I don't think there's much chance, to be honest, because I have read some really good books this year. Dark Matter, I read The Raven Cycle, I finished Lemony Snicket, I read the Lunar Chronicles, I finished the Darker Shades of Magic trilogy. I think I read a couple of Kate Daniels books this year, which Kate Daniels is my favourite series of all time, so basically, given all of that, I think it's pretty unlikely that anything will top those. I still don't even know if I had to work out what my favourite of the year was, what it would be, but whatever it is, I don't think that any of the books I'm planning to read for the rest of the year will top it, especially since I'm mainly focusing on finishing off series for the rest of the year. But that's okay, you know, not every book needs to be your favourite, and the slightly less good ones make you appreciate the good ones more. Alright, then number 6 is, have you already started making reading plans for 2018? I have, although I just started doing the numbers and I think they're ridiculous. So kind of the goal that I was setting for myself for next year was going to be to finish or to catch up on all of the series that I was reading. So if there was a book that had been released in that series, I would have read it. But I just went through into the numbers and I will need to read like 34 books to catch up, and that's not even counting ones that are likely to be released next year, which would essentially mean that 3 books a month would be just working towards catching up. And at the moment I'm reading quite a lot because I'm on holiday, but once I get back to work I generally only read 3 to 4 books a month, so that would mean that all my reading would just be catching up on series, and that's just not going to fly really because there's too many books that are interesting that I want to read as well as catching up on series. So I need to do some thinking about what my goals really are, but I have definitely started making plans. So that's the end of the year tag. Let me know if there's any exciting books that you are planning to read for the end of the year, and also if you've got any reading plans that you're going to try and pull off in 2018. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.